Hello and welcome to the Blocks and Floor Plan project. We're going to use here an actual project. I'll pick on project description at the bottom left corner. We talked about this in class. We said that these are the photos of the backyard and we have this small area here to design and a description of the client's needs. We'll go back to the model tab and get started with our addition. This is only one option for creating a very quick addition. You can use your own layout or use this exact layout that I'm showing you in this video. So we'll use the offset command that we've been using in class. In the modify panel, I'll pick offset, I'll type in 8 and enter. Select here the outside wall and then pick inside this addition. Select this outside wall and this one here as an offset. We can right click and pick enter. We're going to use the erase command to erase this entire wall. This is the exterior wall. You may have smaller pieces to erase. We're also going to erase this entire kitchen layout so that we can redesign our new layout. To close this corner, we can erase these small lines that are an extension of this corner, and then we said that we could use the fillet command with a radius of 0 to clean up these corners as an option. You can start the fillet. Looking at your command line, the radius is 0. I can select this line and this line. And I believe this piece right here is just a small piece that you can erase. With the new walls layer current, we can start the line command, pick a point here, there's a small gap, pull your mouse across and left click anywhere because we'll be using the trim command to trim up these walls. Start the line command again and left click here at the end of this wall, come all the way up and left click at this intersection. If we turn the object snaps off at the bottom left corner and then start the line command, we can left click anywhere without object snaps to start this wall. Now I can use the offset command to type in 5 and enter. Select this wall, pick to the right, this wall, pick up, and this wall to the left. So far I've only used offsets and erase, and we did use fillet with a radius of 0 for this corner. We can also use the offset command to offset this 2-foot countertop. So to start the offset command, I can type in either 24 or 2 feet and enter. I can select here this inside wall and pick to the left. Right click and pick enter. To extend walls, you can select the wall, pick inside the blue box that's the grip, pull your mouse up and left click. Use your escape key to get rid of the grips. We can now use the trim command to trim all of these extra pieces that we don't need. So we'll start the trim command, press enter to accept everything as a cutting edge, and then trim out all of these small little pieces that we don't need, cleaning up here the intersections of these walls. If you end up with an extra small piece, you can always erase it later. I can trim these corners and the countertop. Now we have our walls in place. We can start to bring in our furniture. We can set the furniture layer current. One way is to pick the insert icon in the home tab under the block panel. In this drawing that I gave to everyone in class, there are several blocks that are included. We can pick the double sink, pick OK, and bring that in. Let's go to the insert tab and pick Design Center. In this Design Center, you can navigate on the left hand side to the Design Center folder. Picking on here the plus sign, you can open up that Design Center folder and find the Home Space Planner drawing and the House Designer. If you highlight blocks, you'll find several blocks that you can hold your left mouse button down on and drag and drop into your drawing. You can draw a rectangle to represent a piece of furniture if you'd like. In the House Designer, we can drag and drop this tub. There are other blocks in here if you'd like to design your floor plan a little bit differently. And as we said, you can go online and download several blocks from different companies. Going back to insert in the block panel, if you use one of these 3D blocks, use the block that ends in a P. And you can use the copy command that's in the modify panel. We can select copy, select the bed, enter it, pick a base point someplace around that bed, pull your mouse up and pick a second point. Right click and pick enter. I have my object snaps off at the bottom left corner so that I can have a little more flexibility in moving things around. Select this small love seat, pick inside the grip, right click and pick rotate. You can pull your mouse in the direction that you want to use for the rotation and left click. Then you can either use this grip to move your furniture around, or you can hold your left mouse button down on the edge of the block and drag and drop that furniture in place. And also in the Home Space Planner, there's a dining set. I created an island by just drawing a rectangle, rotating the stove, and placing it on the island. So once you understand the basics of working with blocks, you can design this space the way that you'd like to see the layout. Many of these blocks needed to be rotated for my design. I could have set up that rotation angle in the insert dialog box so that these would be rotated as we brought them in. Okay, we also talked about creating your own block, and that's what we're going to do with this door here. If we select the small pieces that make up this door, notice that in the Properties palette, this door was changed to white instead of by layer. It's good CAD practice to maintain all of these settings as by layer, linking those objects with the layer settings. This door is on the original existing door layer, so with it selected, I'm going to change the color back to by layer, and then I'll change the layer to new doors. Use your escape key to get rid of the grips. We talked about creating a block. In the block panel, we can pick create. We'll just give this block a name called my door and create an insertion point. You can pick the icon next to pick point, turn your object snaps back on, and pick a point that's at the end of this door jamb. Can pick the icon to the left of select objects and select here the objects that we'd like to use to create our block, and then enter. You should see a small image of that door. We'll also convert the original objects here to a block. Pick OK. I've already defined one earlier. If you see this dialog box, it means that there's already a block in the file that's called my door. Be careful if you redefine the block, because it will change all of the blocks in this drawing. I know that this is the same as the one that I already have, so I'll go ahead and pick redefine. Now I'll select the door, pick inside this grip, right click, pick rotate, and rotate the door so that I can move it here into place. If you'd like to draw with a little more accuracy, you can start the Move command here in the Modify panel, select this door, right-click to enter. Your command line should say Specify Base Point. The base point is where you want to pick up the object, so I'll left-click here at the corner, and then the second point is where you want to put it. I can go ahead and left-click here. You can explode your block. It's not recommended to explode it, but as an option you can start the explode command, select your object, enter it, explode this block. You could select this rectangle, pick the grip that's on the line on the left edge, pull your mouse over and left click to line that up with the wall. And then the two last things we'll do here are to bring in a window. We'll make the window layer current and create a couple of doors. Making the window layer current, we can pick Insert and drop this list down to My Window. We know that we need to rotate the window 90 degrees, so I'll type in 90 for the rotation and pick OK. Resting your pointer on this wall, you can pull your mouse up and left click where you'd like to place it. Going back to Insert, we can pick up My Window again. It goes back to 0. Rest your pointer in this corner, pull your mouse across and left click. You can repeat the Insert option or copy the window to place additional windows. With the object snaps on, you can rest your pointer in this corner, pull your mouse across and left click. And then we could use this existing window by rotating it and using the Move command. Select Move, select your object, enter it, pick a base point at this corner, rest your pointer at the corner, pull your mouse down and left click. If we start the Move command, select the window, enter it, pick a base point anywhere. As long as you move that object within the polar tracking, you can move it over a little bit if you'd like, or copy this window and then explode it so that we can easily make a door by erasing the small pieces that make up this window and then possibly drawing a line from the midpoint to midpoint to represent our door. There are several ways of working with this door. We can use the Offset command, type in 2 and enter for 2 inches and offset the longer line. There's a smaller line here so that you can have kind of a door jamb, and use the same method to create a door here. And then select these objects and put them on the door layer. Use the same concept here to develop possibly a sliding door. You can select here this wall and pick inside the grip to clean it up, clean the corners up, then draw lines to represent your door and trim, press enter, and cut out what you don't want. Draw maybe a line here that represents the door and the track below. If you like, you can use the Offset command to offset the 2 inches for our door jamb. Using the same type of commands that we've been using in class, you can clean up the drawing a little bit here using grips to select the line and bring it back to a different spot, and then making the layer current, start the line command, rest your pointer at this point, pull your mouse down to this point, left click, and then left click across. So you can clean up the drawing a little bit. In this introduction to CAD, we used several commands in this drawing, including working with blocks and some of the basic editing commands. And you had an opportunity to design an actual project in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, which you can use this exact design or create your own